Hi and Assalamualaikum. Today I will present about my internship program which is at Nose Electronics Sdn Berhad at Pulau Pinang. Okay, now I will share my presentation slide. Okay, I was deployed under quality assurance under my supervisor which is Mr. Ho Chi Guan. Okay, next. First of all, I will discuss about milestone of the company. Okay, in 1946, NOS has been found by Hugh NOS, which is a founder of NOS Electronics Sdn Berhad. Okay, then in 1954, NOS start develop a first miniature microphone and receiver for an hearing aid. After long ago, in 1976, NOS opened first North Asian Manufacturing Center at Malaysia. There are 4 camps in Malaysia, which is Camp 1, Camp 2, Camp 3, and KIPC. And then in 1994, NOS introduced acoustic device for a global consumer electronic. Then we go through in 2002, which is NOS introduced a world first MEM microphone, the Seasonic series, and then it upgrade and then launch a second generation Seasonic microphone that enabling a thinner cell phone. And then in 2007, NOS introduced a balanced emitter technology for a premium earphone. This is amateur technology, and then this is MEM microphone. And then in 2015, NOS would be a leading global provider for advanced voice and audio process for a mobile product. In 2016, NOS start to launch Version advanced voice technology for a hearable consumer. And then this is one of the achievement of NOS company in 2011 until 2017. They able to ship 2 billion of Seasonic MEMS microphone to the user out of other country. Okay, this is a type of microphone that produced by NOS. Yeah. There's a 4 type of microphone, which is a boom, Seasonic surface mount MEMS microphone, NOS Ulsonic smart mic, and a sub-miniature microphone. Okay, for the boom microphone is designed for a consumer that need a flexibility of a microphone because the length of a boom microphone can be customized by the consumer, by the buyer. This boom microphone offer a great performance such as a noise rejection. This boom microphone is popular among the marketer of a headset and the audio. After a few years, NOS has collaborated with a governmental to produce a new helmet application, especially for aircraft and for the military army. Okay, next is a Seasonic surface mount MEMS microphone. This MEMS microphone is a very hot item at NOS Electronic because they're able to ship more than 15 billion starting the manufacturing of MEMS microphone until now. There's a lot of requests on the MEMS microphone. The design of main microphone is variable, include in a ever small size, lower profile, and mounting option that eliminate every noise. This main microphone also can be communicate with with the noise ultrasonic smart mic, which is can provide a precise customized design sound. Then we can hear everything just very smooth and clear when we connect with to this device. And then we move to the nose ultrasonic smart mic. This ultrasonic smart mic is used to build Bluetooth headphone with a wireless earbud. So it's easy to use. It's easy for user to do an activity such as jogging, and everything that need a move. So they just not connected with the wire. They are freely to move without using a wire when we hearing. Then is a subminator microphone. Subminator microphone is often used in a hearing aid. This mic is resistant to the vibration and mechanical shock. When even a hearing aid fall or broke or have an accident, the sound will not affect because it is able to absorb every shock and vibration. Okay, next is a location of noise. There's a three base in Malaysia, which is Bayan Lepas, Perai Warehouse Cargo Complex, which is located also in Bayan Lepas. Okay, for Cam 1, it's located at Bayan Lepas. Cam 1 is focusing on a miniature microphone to the hearing aid industry. And the Cam 2 is located at Perai, which is focusing on metal stamping and assembly part of the microphone. And the Cam 3, which is located at the Bayan Lepas, manufacturing of the MEMS microphone. And lastly is KIPC at Warehousing Cargo Complex at Bayan Lepas. This KIPC is the one of a distribution center for the Knowledge electronic product. Okay, next is an example of personal protective equipment. This PPE is very important when you want entering a production line. Example of PPE is a clean room gown, smock, shoes, no cap, and a finger coat. This is a compulsory for a worker when entering the production line. The type of shoes should be rubber to prevent from sliding. And this finger coat is very important because we want to make sure there is no scratch or at the product when we touch a product. Okay. Okay, next is organization chart. Organization chart in a QA department. Our QA director is Agnes All, and then it will help by a QA manager, which is CC Tech. And then under CC Tech, there is engineer, QA engineer, and the one is my supervisor, Ho Chi Kwan, and under Ho Chi Kwan is me, Nurshafanina, as a trainee. Okay, next is manufacturing process. Okay, first of all is raw material. Okay, raw material is a material that received from other chem, such as chem 2, which is metal stamping and assembly. Example of the raw material is flax, wafer, circuit, microphone, and then all the raw material will be inspected by the IQC inspector. In the IQC, they will perform a first inspection, which is a buy of the product, the incoming part, to make sure all the product fulfill the nose requirement. In the same time, they also will inspect the product and determine whether the product can be accepted or rejected. All the product that has been inspected and accepted should be placed in a bubble pack, and all the data should be key in the ChemStar or IQRS system. This one to ensure all the data has been verified in that system. And then the product will send to the sub-assembly. There's a three step in a sub-assembly, which is soldering for a wire and flux, lacquering with a cement, and lastly is a curing process with a heat up the oven until 85. The function of this curing is to dry up a product. And then last for the production is a final assembly. Final assembly, there is a three-step, which is insert a pin into a hole, insert a chute string, insert a tube in a product. This sub-assembly and final assembly would be done by a production line. And then is a final test. Final test, there's a three-step. This three type of final test, which is FChem, leak test, and DSA test. Those three things test is very important because to determine the value of noise vibration and determine the functional of product. Lastly is a final check. The final check is a final visual inspection after entering the production line. Okay. Then all the product will be sent to the OQC, which is outgoing quality control. The OQC inspector should make sure all the product fulfill the requirement before shipment process. QA inspector should responsible to discriminate the acceptable or reject product according the sampling plan and criteria record in a traveler ticket and IQRS system. They also need to make sure all the reject product should be rebuy off by a QA engineer once again. And then all the product from the OQC will be moved to the store. Then the store will make sure all the product has a labeling and it will insert into a carton. And lastly, customer. Before the product is shipped to the customer, they will send to our KIPC, which is a distribution center of the product to the customer. Okay, next is a job scope. During my internship, I've learned three things, which is perform a FAI report, first article inspection report, second is a buy off picture, and third is a defect of product. Okay. Okay. FAI report. FAI report is a very important when you want to release a new product. Just like FAI product, FAI report is a ticket for a company to release some product. The function of report is to determine whether the sample of product is out of spec or can be accessed. From performing an report, I able to learn how to read a KE print, learn how to use equipment, and lastly, learn how to perform a VL test. Okay. Okay, this is a KE print. KE print, also we call it a drawing, is a reference to perform a measurement because in the KE print there's a dimension of product in every side, front, back side, beside of the product all have a dimension and we should follow a KE print. And next is equipment for measurement. Equipment for measurement firstly is a head gauge. Head gauge is used for measure a product that has to measure a thickness of the product. When we use a head gauge, the surface of the product should be flat surface because this head gauge has a high sensitivity. This is because we want to prevent from inaccurate reading. Then is a video measuring system. This video measuring system is like a projector. It will shows the product picture on the LCD screen because this VMS will connect to the computer. VMS is one of the semi-auto machine that have three axes, X, Y, and Z. This machine can be controlled and movable. This also can measure a complex shape such as circle, diameter, length, width. All the shape of product can be measured by visual measuring system. And next is IDMS, which is image dimension measuring system. This IDMS is a automatic measurement machine. You just need to program a dimension of product and then scan a product, then you just get the dimension. This machine also can save the data automatically. Next is electronic beam balance. Electronic beam balance is used to weighing a product. Then is a microscope to see a tiny product which cannot be seen with our eyes. Then is a vernier caliper. Vernier caliper is suitable to measure the length of the unit product, but it's not accurate when you use to measure the soft type of the product because we will produce a force to clamp the product. And then is lastly is a micrometer which is used to calculate the thickness of the product. Okay, next is a process how to buy off a picture. There's a 3-step buy off picture. Okay, the first of all purpose to buy off the feature is to make sure the feature is in good performance. Is suitable. This buy off feature need to be done when you buy a new feature, when you move a feature from one place to another place. Feature is a measurement for testing. Okay, three process to buy off is GR&R, which is gauge, run, check, and release. Then B&L, bias and linearity, and lastly is a correlation study. Okay, GR&R step is the simple step is we take 10 units and then run 6 times for each unit. For B&L, we take 5 unit and then run 2 times for each unit. And lastly is a correlation. We take 30 unit and done for each unit only once. This correlation is between two features. You can test between two features, new features and the old features. Then you will see the performance to make sure it's equal or does not same. After you do these three process, you will collect the data and then insert it into a Minitab application. The function of Minitab application is we can see the average of the performance, then the graph, and lastly we can see the statistic of the feature. Because these three process has their own criteria that need to be passed by the feature. Okay, lastly is a check defect of product. There's a three classification of defect. First is acceptable, which is the product is fulfill the NOS requirement. Then is a marginal accept, which is minor accept. It still have a reject, but it can be accept. And then lastly is a reject, which is major accept. All of these type of accept, we can see the depend on the defect catalog in our system. Okay, the defect catalog will be a reference during a checking process of the product. Okay. Then is a conclusion. From those every work I've done, I able to learn on the QA and QC process, the manufacturing process, starting from how the product enter the camp until it ship to the consumer, to the customer. And then next, I learn how to prepare FAI report because I have my job scope is under new product introduction. So I have learned how to make a report to about FAI report. Then better understanding on how to use equipment. During my current internship, I able to learn how to use right way to use the head gauge, micrometer, microscope and everything. And lastly, I learned how to counter a problem when having an issue such as misaligned everything. I learned how to come out the problem with a new solution and idea. That's all from me. Thank you.